Hello everybody and welcome. I'm Ashley. I'm excited to bring you this unboxing because it's a deck that I've wanted for a while and I finally got it for myself. I got the Spellcaster's Tarot. Sorry about the glare, it's just because there's film on here. Let's get that off really quick. I always get really excited about decks, but this one I've watched other people use it. I guess the glare is on the box as well. I've watched other people use it and I really have enjoyed the artistry. I've enjoyed the messages with the kind of the new age artwork, the new old artwork, I guess. It's really just, I don't know, I really like it. Let's get into it. Sorry, my glasses are fogging up. So I love when they have books, or like big books like this, especially tarot books. I was reading online about how this would be both a good beginner and advanced tarot deck for anybody. So, and I think when books come out that give you a lot of information about tarot, especially for beginners, it's really exciting to have that. But the biggest thing that I like about this deck is I didn't even realize this until I went into the reviews and was reading them. They have the cards in color here in the book. And I really enjoy that. I think it's just that little extra step that puts a connection between the cards and the book. They have a lot of information, so it seems like every single card has, you know, a good bit of information on it. And I always like that. It's not just, sometimes oracle decks just have like a little blurb, which is cool too, but yeah, I like it when it has more information, just in case you want it. They even have information about charging your deck. Wow. And it's not just like, they have solar charge, lunar charge, fire charge, earth charge, air charge, water charge, and cleansing your deck. So definitely, if you're a novice, this would be really, really good information for you if you don't know it already. There's numerology in the tarot. They go through 1 through 10. And then they of course have the suits and their corresponding elements. They also have information on, it's under a tarot built for magic, so it's under the symbolism, so yin and yang, square, 5-pointed star, quadra, hexagram, triangle, square, 8-pointed star. So it goes into information on the symbolism of that as well. That's really cool. I really like that. And again, like I love just how these look. We'll get into the cards here in a second. I knew before opening this that this was something that I'd really enjoy. Kind of like, it reminds me of the Kim Kranz deck. I kind of like fell into the energy of that deck. And then, as always, I always look to see if people put tarot spreads or any type of spread in there. Oracle decks have them a lot too. Just because I enjoy other people's interpretations of spreads, and you know, not everybody can, I create spreads myself, so not everybody can create spreads and not everybody creates the same stuff, so it's nice to see what other people have out there in life. I love this box. It's not the most decorative, and you can't really see it because there's a glare with my light, but there's the back of the cards has this symbol, and then it has animals around it. There is a wolf, a fish, a bird, and a squirrel. Alright. Oh, it's in the back of that. That is what is inside. So let's open this and get into the deck. So this is by Melanie Marcus. And the artwork is by Scott Murphy. Beautiful artwork. And that's honestly, you know, the spellcasters, that's not really not that I have anything against magic or Wicca or whatnot. I think that we all bring a little bit of that magic in the things that we manifest in life. And we don't, you know, sometimes we don't even know it. But I really feel like everybody is magic, no matter if, you know, it was one of those things where, like, you go for an interview and you're like, you know, divine, please send me this job. You know, when your intentions are aligned with your higher path or aligned with the lesson that you're trying to, you know, lesson that divine is trying to teach you, you're going to bring that to you. You're going to bring those incidents to you. Or it's one of those things where you find $5 on side of the road and, you know, you're like, oh my God, how lucky am I? You know, you're magicking that stuff to you without even knowing it. So I don't necessarily feel like you have to define yourself in any way. I just really enjoyed the way that the energy came out in this deck, with the way it came out with other practitioners. Multiple practitioners I've seen use this deck have the same solid good energy, and I really enjoyed the artwork, so that's why I picked it up. But I just feel like we're all just naturally magicking things in life, so I don't feel like we have to bring in symbols if we don't want to, or define it if we don't want to. So for me, it's not that like I wanted to do something to cast spells. It's just nice to bring in that symbolism, like the symbolism of the yin and yang, symbolism of animal symbolism, that sort of thing. So define your manifestation as you will, but I don't think it needs to be defined either way. But yeah, let's get into the cards. So we have the Fool. We have the Magician. I like that lightning bolt above his head. I really enjoy, like, down in the bottom corner there is a snake shedding its skin. That's really awesome, because a lot of us, you know, we're natural manifestors, but we don't know it, and sometimes we have to get into that realization that we create our own destiny. So it's like a snake shedding its skin when we come into those realizations. We have the High Priestess. I love this. I love that she's faceless. I didn't realize there was a baby there. But I love that she's faceless, because, you know, we all have that High Priestess within ourselves, that divine feminine. We have the Empress, High Priestess, and Empress, and then the Hierophant and Emperor. We have the Emperor. I love that they took that whole idea of, you know, this could very easily been used as, like, they used the symbolism for the Emperor as more than just, it very easily could have turned it into like a Dark Devil card, but instead they, you know, they have a half man, half deer, and deer are like very spiritual. They talk about the antlers of a deer reaching to the divine. So instead of having that half man, half beast being a negative, they brought it in as a positive, and I really enjoy that. We have the Hierophant. They definitely flipped the Hierophant on its traditional meaning as well. But I like that the High Priestess and the Hierophant are faceless. I like, so it's the people below, or it's like Mother Gaia and like the devil. So like good and evil all obey the Hierophant. And that's really the Hierophant is like the highest male spiritual being in the deck. And he symbolizes, you know, things like marriage, obedience to spirituality, that sort of thing. And I don't see the Hierophant as a bad thing at all. But this definitely brings out different sides of the cards, and I really enjoy that. We have the Lovers. I love this card. It reminds me very much of the Ten of Cups. But I mean, the Lovers, the Ten of Cups, they're kind of the Two of Cups. They have a lot of the same energy. Ooh, I love this. All right, so we have the Chariot, and we have that lotus flower there. It's beautiful. This lotus flower and the stars. I really enjoy this card. I'm a Leo, so Strength card is just, to me, it's just gorgeous. One of the things I also liked about this is that they, like, some of the cards have the characters that are like smaller and like riding bees and squirrels and stuff like that. So we have the Hermit. I love how they brought that kind of lunar magic into there. So it's not just like gray and dark. He's on his soul journey, but he's bringing in different elements. We've got some keys that are on his belt and on the ground. We have the moon behind him. He's not always, traditionally he's not depicted with the moon. He's depicted with the lantern because he's going through a dark night. But I like that reminder that especially being feminine and being tied to that yin energy, that moon energy, that's always there to help us. The Wheel of Fortune, and it's hard not to put my hand anywhere and destroy like a symbolism, but this is amazing symbolism. We have the animal symbolism, we have the astrology symbolism, we have the pentacle, and we have the seasonal symbolism as well. That's amazing. I really enjoy that. We have Justice, and I really enjoy there's little carvings in the pillar behind her, or both pillars behind her. This guy's like sowing a harvest, and the guy in the black column has a knife. Like he's gonna go kill somebody. So very much like two sides to a situation, two extremes. Again, bringing out a bit of a darker side to the Hanged Man. I really enjoy it, but it's definitely not my interpretation of the Hanged Man. And the tree is upside down, so the roots are here and the branches are here, and then there's ruins all around him, which I think is beautiful, but again, it's not my depiction. The same thing with Death. He's got some people coming out of the ground behind him, and then down here there's a face, like a human face was cut away. There's a cauldron behind him on the top of a bunch of skulls. Beautiful symbolism, but again, I don't see any card in tarot as something that's negative or something that's out of our control. So, but I enjoy like darker decks. I enjoy darker interpretations as well. For me personally, I'm a person that's all about perspective. We have Temperance, and I love that this isn't an angel, it's Hermes. I really enjoy that Hermes is Temperance in here. Hermes, he's like the father of modern medicine. He was a messenger god but his staff is like, I can't pronounce it ever. It starts with a C, it's a Greek word. But you can see it on his shoulder. His staff has like the cross, and then the cross with the staff with wings, and then the two snakes. A lot of like doctor's offices or like pharmacies will have that symbol still, because it's a symbol of getting better, of good health. Hermes was not only a messenger god, but he was he helped people get well. He brought medicine and healing to people. And he had those. I love that they put the wings on his feet, because he had the shoes with wings, and that's how he would fly around and send messages. So a lot of the great a lot of great symbolism with mythology. And then the next card out is the Devil, and again, it's a more dark interpretation, but for me personally, I don't see the Devil as a dark card. I just see it as something that, Devil can be passionate in a good way, or, passion's consuming you. So it's just one of those things that it's really about how you take it in, how you interpret it, and how you choose to move forward. You can let yourself succumb to those passions that are a detriment to you, or you can work to overcome them within yourself. Same thing with the Tower. I really feel like the Tower is a card of like the divine and your higher self taking away things in your life that no longer serve you. But I do enjoy the symbolism down here. There's people coming out of the Tower, and at first glance, I was just like, oh, this guy with a staff, he's looking like he's gonna hurt those people. But on second look, I was like, oh, maybe he was helping get them out of the Tower so that they could not be that person that's falling. So, whether he's the hermit or the magician or any interpretation of who he is, you can interpret it both ways, and I really enjoy that. I definitely like symbolism that is up to the energies and up to the interpretations. Beautiful star card. I love that lotuses are back. I really enjoy lotuses. When I started awakening, I started seeing lotuses everywhere. But my third eye brought them out. My dreams brought them out. My meditations brought them out. And lotuses really are about kind of rebirth, going through the hard times to get to the beautiful, understanding and beautiful. The lotuses have to be born through the mud to get to the, top of the pond or lake or wherever they grow. They grow in water. But they emerge through the mud, beautiful and gorgeous. So it's very much a symbolism of adversity, and then becoming a better version of yourself through adversity. We have the Moon. I love how the dog is a dachshund. It's adorable, especially standing next to that wolf. And we have the lobster down there. More symbolism. We have the cube. We have the little drops of moonlight coming down. We have the sun, and the thing that grabbed me was in the background right here. There's a ship, and it's like there's lightning from the ship. So I think it's really a reminder that the sun is always there, no matter what is looming on the horizon. Beautiful cards, though. And then again, some of these are more can be interpreted as more darker. And I don't ever see tarot as that, but we have judgment. So we can either be reborn through the flames or succumb to them. Kind of that, you know, the Egyptian mythology, Anubis brings you into the underworld to get your heart weighed by Oris, against a feather. So, you know, it's dealing with karma. Is your karma in balance? Is your karma in check? Or are you bringing in a lot of bad karma for a reason? That sort of, because of your actions, that sort of thing. I love that our seasonal symbolism is back for the world. Beautiful. Beautiful card. She is holding a candle in her higher hand that is burning at both ends. I really like that. But so she's got earth and fire in her hands, and she's, you know, suspended with air, and then she's cloaked by water. So the elements are back as well in this card, and I love that. Ooh, we have Ace of Cups. What a beautiful card. We have Two of Cups. I also love that, like, not in regular tarot it was male and female, and I don't necessarily believe that it was like, oh, everybody was oppressed back when the regular tarot. It's just energies, male and female energies. Celebration. The next card was like three women celebrating, you know, just back when tarot was around. It was just one of those things. But this deck definitely excuse me, mixes up gender, and I really enjoy that. So we have instead of three women, we have two women and a man. Instead of, you know, a man and a woman, we have two males, but it doesn't, you know, it's all about energy. You can be a male and have a feminine and have a divine feminine energy about you. You can be female and have a divine masculine energy about you. That's your root. You know, we all feel one more than the other, or resonate with one more than the other, even though we have both within ourselves. It's the yin and yang within ourselves. We have the Four of Cups. I really love the symbolism. I love that it looks like he's meditating on it instead of in regular tarot. He's being given a fourth cup by divine, but he's not focused on that. He's focused on the three cups. So he's focused on lack, where this is more, you know, the four elements, the four directions. He has a crab on his whatever he has on his head, is bringing in that Cancer energy, and he's meditating on the Four Cups, and it doesn't necessarily have to be looked at as a lack card. And I don't feel like the Four of Cups. I feel like the Four of Cups is like many cards in the tarot, is all about perception. So you can look at that fourth cup, or you cannot look at that fourth cup. He is meditating. He could be meditating on the three cups that he can see, the two at his sides and the one in front of him, or he could be meditating on the four. It really is all up to interpretation. And I do love that a lot of these bring in a lot of intuitiveness when it comes to this. The Five of Cups is is an exception as well. So instead of the regular tarot, he's staring at the three cups that are on the ground and not seeing the two, but the two are in his hand. So he has that power to look at the two that he does have and to concentrate on the two he does have. We have the Six of Cups, reminiscing about the past. We have the beautiful couple in the background staring at the children, and whether they're their grandchildren or just children on the playground. Ooh, okay, so I like the symbolism of the Seven of Cups. So there's many paths in life, and sometimes we need to check all of them out to see what suits us, but you know, I really enjoy that there's that astrology symbolism to them, Um, you have the divine, you have masculine, feminine, you have the moon, you have the sun, and then I'm not sure what the other three are specifically, but they're planetary symbols. That much I do know. We have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is a lot about leaving a situation that doesn't serve you anymore. And it really, like, this shows like things are kind of over and done. The bread's gone, one of the cups is emptied, and it looks like the guy, he's kind of in a position where, you know, if we had, you know, the moment after this, he would be turning away and leaving the altar. I'm trying to see what animal is in the Nine of Cups. I'm not quite sure what animal is down there in the Nine of Cups, but Nine of Cups is very much a card of satisfaction. Like, you're waiting for your 10th cup, you've got everything you've wanted so far, you're just waiting for that one last cup to be put in place. But I'm really curious to see what animal is in there. But I love that it's a genie, because it's a bit of a wish fulfillment card. Not quite there, but, you know, getting to there. And I absolutely love this card. It's the 10 of Cups. There's different moon. There's the triple moon on there, and then she has the eclipsing moon, or the dark moon, on her back. But instead of just one, like, happy family, they have, you know, happy people in general, and that's fantastic. People that are celebrating, that's fantastic. We have the Page of Cups. I love the pages. They're a bit, not naive, but their energy is just a bit not solid, like knights or kings. So I love that it's like an overindulgence card. And then here we have the symbolism of the people being shrunk down into animal size. I think a lot of the knights are that way, because I've seen like the Knight of Wands is that way. And this is the Knight of Cups, so we have that salmon. He's riding that salmon. I think that's fantastic. So the Knight of Cups in traditional tarot, he's very methodical. He's very, like, he comes to you at a slow pace, because he wants his offer to mean something, whereas this, it just looks like he's having great fun, and I really enjoy that. And it feels like it's a bit more faster paced than traditional tarot when it comes to movement. We have the Queen of Cups, and I love that in this, so she's still looking a bit to the left, and you know, she's pointing a bit to the left, and the Queen of Cups symbolizes kind of that looking at the past. But I like that even though she's pointed a little bit to the left, she's staring right at you. So she's like, I got this. Like, I don't have to look at that past. I know I'm pointed a bit towards that, but I'm not letting that, you know, deter me. I'm not letting that stop me. She's very, very strong, in a way that traditional tarot, the Queen of Cups, is not. And she is a strong queen. All of them are strong queens. She's mastered her emotions. She's mastered herself. And I really feel like this symbolizes that. And I really enjoy that. And then we have the King of Cups, as always, being solid in his foundation, but also, like the King of Pentacles, he is very nurturing and joyful. We have I think I'm missing a card. That is so sad. We go from the King of Cups to the Two of Pentacles. So I will not be using this deck if it's not a full one, and I will be, you know, going for another one. But that is so sad. We go from the King of Cups to the Two of Pentacles. Aw. So I will be using this later on, but I love that he's balancing that. I love that there's the yin and yang on his on his hat. There's this dog trying to bring him something in the background. We have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is very much a collaboration card, so I enjoy seeing it, different interpretations of it. But I love that there's a little squirrel there because the squirrel is coming in to help as well. Yep, I'm missing some cards. So because we go from the Three of Pentacles, so I'm missing the Ace of Pentacles, and then we go from the Three of Pentacles to the Six of Pentacles, so I'm missing the Fourth and Fifth Pentacle as well. So sorry guys, not a very, yeah, not a very, no, I'm a bit sad. That's all. We have the Seven of Pentacles, you know, waiting for, I love how he's just waiting. He's waiting for the garden to grow, the tree to grow. It's being tended to. We have the Eight of Pentacles. It's that, you know, methodical work, but in this it doesn't look bad. I mean, it's beautiful in a way that, like, he did that work and he did it again and again and again to build something, and I think that gets lost in the regular tarot. You're not seeing what they're, you know, you're not having that sense of, like, what am I building? Where this guy is clearly building something for a reason, to house his treasures, to house the things that are important to him in life. We have the Nine of Pentacles. And it's that satisfaction and that waiting for that 10th pentacle, and knowing that you have just one cup left until the end of your journey, until that fulfillment comes. I love how, excuse me, I love how that squirrel has a cloak over him for some reason. Again, symbolism is very ripe in this deck, but, you know, it's one of those things that the squirrel in the background was not cloaked, but that one was. So it's, you know, sometimes you don't know where that 10th fulfillment comes from. And I think it's also throwing back to, she originally has like a hawk, I believe, in her hand in traditional tarot, and it has blinders on. So the hawk is domesticated instead of, you know, being able to fly away. And then we have this beautiful 10 of Pentacles of this happy home, this happy, satisfied home. You have children in the background. You have the elder in the family who is content and satisfied by the house, and, you know, the people that are content in talking to each other. We have a beautiful Page of Pentacles. Again, he kind of has that youthful, naive energy. We have the Knight of Pentacles, who's on a squirrel, and I think that they're on the animals that are on here, or on the back of the card. I think that the knights are on the animals that are on the back of this card, because I know that the Knight of Wands is on a bird. I've seen that on reviews. You have the Content Queen of Pentacles, nurturing and content. And then you have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is often called King Midas, so I love that there's gold in the bottom there. And he's also celebrated. Beautiful card. We have the Ace of Wands. I'm going to speed this up a little bit because we're already at 34 minutes. Two of Wands. Three of Wands. I love that the hawk and there's a hawk and owl in there. The owl's got something in it. She's the hawk is coming home to her, but the owl is bringing her something in the background. We have the Four of Wands, that happy home. I love that, you know, the gender roles are very very new age, so I enjoy that. We have the Five of Wands, and I love that they're not fighting each other. They're all trying to get at this, you know, prize that is this bee's nest, this honey, but they don't realize that it's just all this craziness is just gonna bring them discontentment. I love there's that one guy who is not blindfolded, and there's 4 that are, so you have a choice. You can stand out of the conflict like this dude right here, or you can be like these guys and trying to get a prize that's only going to bring you more conflict and more anxiety and more ill health. We have the 6 of Wands, beautiful card. Being head and shoulders above the rest. Standing your ground with the 7 of Wands. I love that each deck too has different different animals to symbolize them in each deck, each suit. So the cups have like water animals. So there's like turtles, there's flowers that grow from the water, the lotuses, there's fish. I know I said I was gonna wrap this up. I think it's like either a frog or a salamander that was in the 9 of Cups. And then in Pentacles we see a lot of squirrels, we see dogs, we see basically squirrels and dogs. You know, very earthy animals. And we see birds with the wands. So we have the 8 of Wands coming. We have the 9 of Wands. I don't know if those are beetles or those are crickets. Down there, we have the 10 of Wands. So again, burden cards, but you know, only if you choose them to be. Oh, excuse me, guys. Page of Wands, beautiful card. And then we have that Knight of Wands flying in on the hawk. Ooh, very beautiful, badass Queen of Wands. So she's not as cutting as the Queen of Swords, but she gets on the battlefield and takes her and takes no prisoners. We have the very solid fiery King of Wands. We have Ace of Swords. Beautiful cards. We have a wolf coming in for the 2 of Swords. Beautiful. We have the 3 of Swords. I love that this can be interpreted as it's not traditional, but it's coming out, has been coming out lately as like a heartbreak card, as like a, you know, karmic partner card, you know, there's 3 people in this situation card. But I love that there's, I can't remember what it's called, but it's called it starts with the T. I actually yeah, it's very symbolism or symbolizing of like the 3 mind, body, soul, the 3 like the Father, Son, Holy Ghost, that sort of thing. Like there's 3 sides to, or the triple goddess as well, the triple moon. 3 comes up a lot in symbolism, in any spiritual practice. And I really enjoy that you know, that this card is not necessarily depicting that heartbreak. It's kind of depicting that connection within yourself, you know, your mind, body, soul, you know, the planes that you need to get in alignment with yourself to be in your true self. I think that's a beautiful card. More wolves coming in for the 4 of Swords. Rest and relaxation, or in some cases, well, in a lot of cases, it's a rest and relaxation card. But in a lot of cases, it's depicted as the person has passed on. Person is dead. We have this 5 of Swords. I kind of love the symbolism of this card, guys. I know this is a bit longer for the unboxing, but I really love the symbolism for this card. So the 5 of Swords traditionally is like people have came back from battle, and there's 2 or 3 people in the traditional tarot. that are not facing you on the card. They have their back to you, and there's the one guy who is touching either a sword or two, and then the other three are kind of held up or laying on the ground, and it's kind of one of those things where it's still conflict, but it's like after the battle, the kind of that sense of you know, stuff still hasn't been resolved, you know, things are still happening. We're still in kind of that negative conflict energy. Whereas this is, you can look at those wolves as they're either turning away from him because he scared them away, or, you know, he's following them into a fight, or, I just love that he's turned back to you. Again, this is another card that looks at the past. Traditionally in tarot, looks to the left, but instead, like the Queen of Cups, he's looking at you. So he's waiting for you to interpret the card instead of for him to do it, to give you the message for you. So I really enjoy that. We have the Six of Swords. I love that there's some symbolism that comes in with the planetary symbols. That's the sun, and that comes up a lot in throughout the cards. So I really enjoy that. Again, another card that can be looked at as what you want to interpret it as. So you can interpret it as this guy trying to sneak these swords away from this wolf, and is he going to go back for that one? Should he go back for that one and risk that wolf waking up? Or does that wolf know he's there and he's just like, maybe I can grab that other, or maybe it's just going to be too much for me. So very much interpretation for the Seven of Swords. We have the Eight of Swords. I love that there's an oxen behind him, because oxens are very strong. I love that they have that interpretation that you have the strength to move from the situation. We have the Nine of Swords, which is very much it's like being kept up at night, having nightmares, being full of anxiety and stress. I really feel like the energy of heartbreak in this card. I didn't feel it in the Three of Swords, but I feel it in this. Like she's lit candles. She or he has lit candles. So it can be looked at as a ritual for, for the future, or a ritual of sorrow and mourning. But I definitely felt heartbreak feeling into the energy of this card. Ten of Swords, beautiful, beautiful symbolism. So again, I love how the wolves are here, or not, like they're not angry. They're more curious than anything, so they can be looked at as friend or foe. But yeah, the Sun King definitely had his time. We have the Page of Swords. Again, we have that youthful, joy, naive-ish, immature energy, which again is not a bad thing, but it's definitely has a sword way too big for himself. So he definitely hasn't learned a few lessons yet. Looks like we have another type of oxen or buffalo. I'm not sure. The Knight of Swords is riding him. Knight of Swords has that really fast energy. So Knight of Swords, and then the Knight of Wands have very fast energy. So I like that he's like riding in to battle, and where the Knight of Wands was flying in on that hawk. So a lot of oxen or bovine and wolves in the symbolism in the suit of swords. So again, another badass queen. of the Queen of Swords, but I like that she's not as, she's just strong in this card. I don't feel like she's as biting in this interpretation as other tarot interpretations of her. Though, you definitely don't want to mess with the King of Swords. Definitely don't want to mess with the King of Swords. That is one guy you do not want to trifle with by any means, even when he's upright. So guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for getting through this whole video. I will be returning this deck and getting a new one because I can't be using a tarot deck without those 3 cards. So in the Suit of Pentacles, I'm missing the first one, the 4th and 5th one. So I will be bringing this out when I get a full deck, and I will be happy to bring it out to you guys. But this is amazing deck. I would suggest it for anybody. But thank you guys for joining me. I will see you guys later, and have a good one. Bye.